Coming up on the Suze Orman Show. My top 5 signs that you are living beyond your needs.
Also, I don't have a sufficient retirement fund. I'm in the red every month, and I really need help.
You don't need to eat $44 a month of chocolate. And you ask me, can I afford it?
My husband doesn't think I should spend that amount of money on shoes, but what do you think?
Are you kidding me? Hi, everybody. I'm Suze Orman, and you are watching the Suze Orman Show. For years, I have sat on this show, and I have told all of you that I want you to live below your means, but within your needs. What did that mean? It means don't spend all the money that you make. If you spend all the money that you make, you don't have money to be able to save. You don't have anything that you will need later on in life. So I always wanted you to only buy things that you needed, not that you wanted. And you were doing that for a while. And then the economy came back. And everything started to roll again like it used to. Real estate came back. The stock market came back. And then you started to spend and spend and spend. And now you are in situations where you might not want to be, but yet you keep doing it. So tonight, I want to give you my top 5 signs that you're living beyond your needs. And maybe this will jolt you back into reality. Number 1, you have credit card debt, but you're constantly only paying the minimum due on that debt. So you're using these cards to go out to eat, to buy this, to buy that, but you're not paying them in full when they come in. In fact, you're only paying the minimum. Big sign, people, pay attention to it. Next, you're late on your payments. You owe your electricity bill, you owe your cable bill, you owe your credit card bills, but you're constantly late with those payments because you're waiting for this check to clear, for this money to come in. You're juggling everything, so you're always late. You don't want to be late, because when you're late, the third sign comes into play, which is you then have a bad FICO score. If you look at your FICO score and it is bad in the 600s, in the 500s, that is an indication to you that you have been irresponsible with your money, that you are spending possibly not only beyond your needs, but beyond your means as well. And then there are those of you who you need money to pay for everything. And so what do? You take a loan from your 401k plan. If you are taking a loan from your 401k plan, you are definitely, in most cases, living beyond your needs. You are paying things that you want, not that you need. Your paycheck should cover your needs. And last but not least, if you are asking somebody to co-sign a loan for you, so that you can get a car, you can get a house, you can get these things, I'm here to tell you that is a sign that you are living beyond your needs. Keep those in mind. If you are doing any of them, and these are just 5, there are many more out there, but if you're doing any of them, can you just get a grip on reality and stop spending money you don't have to impress people you don't even know or like? We are going to Massachusetts. Kim, you are on the air.
Hi, Susie. I love you. My question is, I've been with my fiance for about 8 years, and we have 2 beautiful children. I, by nature, am a saver, and I've always worked 2 jobs. We currently live in my home, and he rents his out. He is in a contract job at the moment that's not very stable and offers no health insurance, and he does have some debt. So how will this affect me if we get married?
Well, it's not going to affect you if you get married in terms of his debt will still be his debt.
Okay.
Right? But here's what concerns me a little bit. You didn't say the whole story to me. There's more to the story, which is he's still not a saver. He's still a spender. He still doesn't make as much money as you wished he could make. Here you are, you're a mother, and you're working 2 jobs, and you're doing all this stuff, but there's like a but. But my boyfriend that I've been with 8 years, there's still this but that I don't feel secure enough marrying him because there's just something that he does with his money that I don't like. that the whole story?
Right. I wish he was more responsible and a saver, and definitely.
Yeah. So if I were you, Kim, truthfully, if I was wishing somebody was different than how they are, that is not a recipe for marriage. Marriage is you look at somebody and you love them and you like them for everything, 100% about them. But if there's a little cautionary note that you wish he were different, especially when it comes to his money, because once you're married, it is going to be your money. Are you kidding me? So if I were you, I would just keep going slowly. There's no reason 8 years can't turn into 10 years, can't turn into 12 years. And until you love everything about this person, I wouldn't be getting married if I were you, to make sure that his mistakes don't become yours. We are going to New York. Andrew, boyfriend, go for it.
Hi, Susie. Love you. Love the show. I recently noticed that my 401k automatically rebalances about every 90 days. I don't have the option to change that time frame. It's either on or it's off, and I was wondering if there are any drawbacks to having your 401k account automatically rebalance.
You know, I've never heard of a 401k automatically rebalancing. Normally what has to happen is that you, Andrew, have to call up and you have to change your designations of where you're investing. But I've never, ever in all these years heard of an automatic rebalance. Is your 401k with a major brokerage firm? Like, does your employer keep it with a Fidelity or something like that?
Yes.
And you're positive that they always rebalance, that you do not have a chance to come out of rebalancing?
I can come out. It's either, I just can't adjust it. I can't say like, oh, rebalance every year or every, 6 months. It's 90 days or nothing.
All right, so if it were me, I would not be rebalancing every 90 days. I would want to take a longer look at what's going on there. I would want to know what's happening in the economy. Do I want to rebalance more into stocks? Do I want to rebalance myself more into bonds? Or do I like what I have going? Am I younger and I want to be more aggressive? So if you have the sophistication to do so, and if you don't mind watching your own 401k, if I were you, I would come out of rebalancing altogether. Let's go to Ashley in Georgia. You, madam, are on the Suze Orman Show.
Hi, Susie. Thank you for taking my call.
Ask me your question.
I'm a college student, and I recently applied for a student credit card to begin establishing credit, but I was denied. And it turns out that someone took out a home loan in my name when I was 9 years old, which ruined my FICO score. What can I do to clean this mess up?
How old are you now?
20.
20. What's interesting is that, truthfully, Ashley, so I have two questions for you. It should not be affecting your FICO score anymore because it's been so many years. I mean, you could have claimed bankruptcy at 9 and it would no longer be on your credit report. So something else has to be going on. And, normally what's happening now with student credit cards, they're not giving them to you unless your parents co-sign for the credit card, unless you have established credit on your own, in your own right. So do you have the income to repay it back and things like that? But who took out that loan when you were 9?
I have no idea who did it.
Well, and did you ask your parents if they did it?
Yep, and they said they didn't.
They didn't. And is this a loan that is still open, or was this a loan that then was defaulted on, or is somebody still paying on this loan? Or tell me about this loan, because it's a serious thing. If somebody has a big loan out in your name and they're still carrying it, and it's not your loan, then we have to get it off, obviously, your credit report. So is it a current loan or is it in collections? Was it defaulted on? Do you know?
I don't know, but I do believe it's still open from what I read.
All right, if it is still open, you need to contact the credit bureaus. You need to tell them and challenge this, that this is not your loan, you never had a loan like this, that you want it off of your credit report, and that's how you start to get it off your credit report. It could take you a little bit because they're not going to believe that it wasn't yours, but you just have to prove to them that it wasn't yours and to get it off your credit report. And once it comes off your credit report altogether, you should see your FICO score return. Deborah in Ohio, go for it.
Hi, Susie. I've been living in apartments for 20 years now, and I got to tell you, I love it. But my friends and family, they continually pressure me to purchase a home. But you know what, Susie? I just don't want the responsibilities and hassles of home ownership, and I don't want to pay condo fees. Am I really missing out on not buying a home or getting a condo?
Girlfriend, here's what you need to do, all right? When your friends and your family come to you and they say, Deborah, you are so missing out on home ownership. Here's what you need to say back. Really? Can you remember back to 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, even into 2011, there were millions of people in the United States of America that had purchased a home, and they wished they had never purchased a home. Many of those people will never, ever, ever buy a home again as long as they live. So your life is working for you, girlfriend. You've been doing something for 20 years and you love your apartment. It is your life. It is your future. You're not missing out on anything. Just take your money, save it, invest it, make sure that you're okay later on in life. But there are costs to home ownership, and not everybody wants to live in a home that they own. So can you just do me a favor when they come to you again and they tell you that? Just tell them, really? It didn't work out for everybody a few years ago. It might not work out again in the future. My life's working for me now, so stay out of my life. Okay, everybody?
I guess I tend to see things worse than they really are.
When you look at something and you think it's bad, you feel it's bad. When you feel it's bad, you act like it's bad. And when you act like it's bad. And later, when wanting something, ask me, can I afford it?
I want to get a portrait of my cat, Chili. He's the best cat ever.
I'm sitting here and I'm watching Chili just jump out of a little paper bag. Is this cat pudgy?
He's really just poofy.
Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show. Tonight, everybody, we have a Suze Interventions for a corrections supervisor who needs a lot of corrections when it comes to her money. Michelle is coming to us from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She's 41 and single. Michelle works as a supervisor for the Wisconsin Department of Corrections. She says she has a good job, but she knows she spends too much. She's tried cutting back on her own, but she's still in the red every month. Take a look. Michelle is spending almost $500 more a month than she brings in. She only has $400 in her emergency fund. She has $112,000 in retirement. She owes $27,000 of consumer debt, made up of $18,000 of student loans and $9,000 of credit card debt. And she owes $189,000 on a home she bought in 2010. All right, girlfriend, Michelle, you wrote to me asking for your own intervention. So tell me, what made you do that?
Well, Susie, first of all, thank you so much for letting me be on your show. I have been listening to you for a long time, and I have tremendous respect for how you manage, help people get out of debt. And I've done kind of all I can do. I've budgeted, I've broke it down to itemizing, literally itemizing, everything that I spend, and that's as far as I can go. But yet, doing a budget is clearly not enough. It hasn't changed my spending. And I'm 41 years old, and like you said, I don't have a sufficient retirement fund. I'm in the red every month, and I really need help.
Yeah. And so, Michelle, I look at this, and I looked at your numbers, and I looked at your numbers, and I looked at your numbers. And when I look at your numbers, you have done an extraordinary job of cutting. You have cut in almost every possible way that you can cut. But when I look at your numbers, and I keep saying your numbers, I see them differently than you see them. I see that you think that you're in the red, and that, which you are, and that there's no hope, and that you just can't go on anymore like this. But compared to most of the people that either come on the Suze Orman Show or call the Suze Orman Show, girlfriend, you're not doing so bad. I mean, really, take a look at it. I mean, who really has $112,000 in a retirement account at the age of 41? Many people in your situation have absolutely nothing in retirement whatsoever. They have no chance of ever getting money when they're older or ever getting a pension. Who really only has $9,500 of credit card debt? Most people have $35,000, $40,000 of credit card debt. Who only has $17,000 of student loans? People have $170,000 of student loans or $80,000 of student loans. So when you look at your situation with the correct vision, it looks a lot different than when you look at it where you have financially incarcerated yourself for the rest of your life. So when I say this to you, tell me how you're feeling.
Well, I'm relieved. When I was driving here, I was telling my boyfriend that I'm pretty confident you're going to tell me to sell my animals or get rid of them or sell my home. So I had a lot of fear, but I guess I tend to see things worse than they really are. So I'm amazed that Suze Orman is telling me actually I'm not in, the devastating position I thought I was.
Great, because you just said the bingo moment. You just said you tend to look at things and make them worse than they really are. When you look at something and you think it's bad, you feel it's bad. When you feel it's bad, you act like it's bad. And when you act like it's bad, it's bad. And then everything around you starts to fall apart because it's all bad. If you could just, like I said, put the correct prescription on to see your life, you would see that you're okay, not doing great, but you're not doing horrific. And the key will be, because we talked a little bit before we went on air tonight, is that your boyfriend is going to be moving in with you, hopefully, in the next 8 months. When he moves in and we have that infusion of $500, $600, $700 a month, when he starts taking responsibility for some of these expenses, then everything starts to turn around. Because now we have an excess of money, and now we could be out of credit card debt in 1 year. We could do all of these things that after we're out of credit card debt, you can then take that money and start putting it in a Roth IRA, in an emergency fund. And who knows, by the time you're 65, you could have a serious, nice life. But you have to make those sacrifices now. Like when I look at where you are spending money, if we just took the majority of the categories and we cut them in half, not giving them up totally, just getting a little bit more control over, you don't need to eat $44 a month of chocolate. Now, I get you think that you are addicted to chocolate. What I want you to do from this moment on, when you go to buy the chocolate, I simply want you to ask yourself the question, is this a want or is this a need? Oh, you're going to buy expensive dog food. Is it a want to buy expensive dog food or is it a need? If it's a want, don't do it. If you could just, for the next 8 months, walk away from every want, just walk away, the money you need to pay your bills will magically appear. If it isn't enough at that point, then you need to get another job or to make more money. Am I making sense to you?
Absolutely.
Girlfriend, let us know how it goes, all right?
Thank you. Thank you,
All
Suze.
right. See you soon. Up next, you can't afford to miss. Can I afford it?
I'm a busy physician and I have 2 small kids. I'd like to get a treadmill for $1,900.
If you really get it, will you use it?
I will.
That's not very convincing. Also,
I would like to treat myself for my birthday and purchase a pair of Christian Louis Vuitton shoes for $845.
I think walking on red puts you in the red. What do you want to buy?
Portrait of my cat.
New riding helmet. Get a treadmill for $1,900.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Can I Afford It segment. This is where you call in. You tell me what it is that you want to buy. I ask you a few questions, and then I tell you if you can afford it or not. Are you ready? Let's start. Linda, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I want to get a portrait of my cat, Chili. He's the best cat ever, and I'd love to have a portrait of him done in the pop art realistic style from Woof Art. And I think the portrait would look perfect on our wall. It costs
I'm sitting here and I'm watching Chili just jump out of a little paper bag. Right?
He's fun.
He's a little pudgy. Is he pudgy? Is this cat pudgy?
He's really just poofy.
Poofy, all right, because he looks a little pudgy. And so you want somebody to do a pop art picture of this cat, and now they're showing me on my screen what it would look like. I got it. Have you decided which room you're going to put this in? Like, are you going to put it somewhere where Chili can watch it and look at it at night?
Above the fireplace in the living room.
All right, so you are really going to give this a prime place of importance in your house. Girlfriend, show me the money.
Yes. Our take home is $6,024 a month combined.
Yeah.
Our expenses are $4,772, and that includes $1,800 a month in rent. We have no debt, and in savings we have $95,000 in liquid and $171,000 in retirement.
And where are you going to get this $594 from?
I was going to put it on my credit card and just pay off the balance at the end of the month.
You got it, and you're putting it on your credit card just so that you can get points or things like that?
Yes.
You are. All right. Linda, you love Chili. Linda, you want to look at this cat on top of your fireplace in a picture. And if I were you, here's what I would say. Approve, because you can afford it, girlfriend. All right, Princess, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie.
Hi, Princess.
I would like to treat myself for my birthday and purchase a pair of Christian Louis Vuitton shoes for $845. My husband doesn't think I should spend that amount of money on shoes, but what do you think?
Are you kidding me? You're not asking me what I think about $845 of shoes. You got to be asking me if you think you can afford it or not. I can tell you, I think you shouldn't be doing it. I think your husband is absolutely right. I think walking on red puts you in the red. And I have a whole opinion on it, but that's not why you're calling. Just show me the money, and then I'll tell you if you can afford it or not.
Okay.
So show it to me, girlfriend.
My take home is $4,000 a month. My expenses are $3,000 a month. For debt, we have $123K on a 30-year fixed mortgage, but my husband pays that. I have $13K in student loans, and in savings, I have $15K liquid, $500 in investments, and $70K in retirement.
And how are you going to pay for this?
Out of my take home.
Out of your take home. Denied. So denied. You should have at least $24,000 in an emergency fund. You have $15,000 in an emergency fund. You have student loan debt. That money would be far better off going to your student loan debt. That money would be far better off going into a Roth IRA or your retirement or something else. Your husband could not be more right on this one if he tried. Amanda, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I'd like to take a trip with my dad, and we've decided we'd like to go to China. It's been my long-time dream to take a bike ride along the Great Wall.
Man, that would be so great. I've walked not a lot of the Great Wall, but it's a sight to see, and it's something that if you can afford it, I hope you get to do it. Girlfriend, show me the money.
Well, the trip is $7,000, and I need to pay $3,500. So my take-home pay is $2,150 a month, and that includes a room that I rent in my home. My expenses are $1,058 a month. I have no debt, and I own my home outright. In savings, I have $27,000 liquid, $7,500 in investments, and $44,000 in retirement.
And how are you going to pay for this?
I'd like to pay for it out of my savings account.
Out of your savings, which brings you down to about then $22,000 or $23,000, because you know you'll spend a little bit more when you're over there. Approved. You are absolutely approved. So I think you have more than enough to do this. You're 34 years of age. You're doing great there. So, girlfriend, go and have a good time. By the way, you have extra money. I would be putting it in a Roth IRA if I were you, okay? Aga, what do you want to buy?
Hey, Susie. I'm a busy physician and I have 2 small kids. I need to get in shape, but I don't want to spend any more time away from home at the gym. I'd like to get a treadmill for $1,900.
Well, that doesn't seem like that's so much, especially if you are a doctor. But if you really get it, will you use it?
I will.
You didn't. That's not very convincing. That's like, I will.
No, I definitely will. I'm committed. I'm dedicated. And, the reason why I'm sort of, vacillating about it is that I want to make sure if I do get it, that I do use it.
And that you can afford it. Girlfriend, show me the money.
All right, my take-home pay is $14,100 a month, and that includes money from a rental.
Great.
My expenses are $9,194 a month, and that includes $800 a month for a home I rent currently. For debt, I have $229,000 on a 30-year fixed mortgage, a $30,000 car loan, and $60,000 in IRS debt, and $12,000 in state tax debt, and $5,000 left on a student loan.
And how are you going to pay for this?
I would pay for it with a credit card that would be paid in full at the end of the month.
Just wondering, because I'm already looking at a lot of your debt that you have there, and just wondering, is she thinking she's going to put this on a credit card? Okay, tell me about your savings. Go on.
I have $28,000 in liquid, $3,000 in investments, $146,000 in retirement, and $5,000 in 529 plan.
Yeah.
I took up most of last year to have a baby, so I used up my savings. That's why I'm a little bit,
short at this period of time. I got it.
Exactly.
Do you plan to have another baby?
I do.
You do. So you're going to be using up the savings again, and therefore you are denied. Aga, the reason that I am denying you is you need, at this point, especially because you have a baby and you want another baby, you should have at least $73,000 in an emergency fund, and all you have is $26,000 after you bought this thing, and you have IRS debt. You have this back debt that is haunting you. Girlfriend, you can exercise without a machine. You can get yourself, just run in place in front of the TV as you're watching the Suze Orman Show. All right, everybody, now it's time for Can I Afford It Junior? This is where somebody under the age of 16 calls in and tells me what it is that they want to buy, and I approve or deny them. Are you ready this time? Holly, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I want to get a new riding helmet. I love to ride in shows, and I think it's a really cool show helmet. I do have one, but I think this one's better.
So you think, oh, look at you, you jump. Is that your own horse that you're on?
Yes, his name's Ralph. He's an amazing pony. I love him so much.
And this helmet, that's $589. Did I just hear you say you already have one, but this one's really cool? So the one that you have keeps you safe and sound right now.
Yes.
It serves its purpose right now.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to look cooler on this beautiful horse by the name of Ralph, right?
Yes.
I got it. Girlfriend, show me the money.
My take-home average is around $65 a month, and that includes chores and an average from sales on eBay. I sell my old riding stuff, which includes boots, chaps, and old helmets. I have no expenses, no debt, and in savings I have $60 in my piggy bank and $1,200 in liquid. And I have a tax shop gift card for $130.
Oh, so you're going to have somebody is giving you $130 towards this $589 gift, helmet, right?
Yes.
So how much does that leave that you're going to have to come up with? Do you know?
200. I'm going to come up with $365, I think.
Right. Yeah, about $359 to be exactly. Every dollar counts. So, all right, and you're going to pay for this out of what? Where's it going to come from?
I'm not allowed to take anything out of my liquid, so I'm going to take it out of my piggy bank and my $65 a month and my Dover gift card.
And so it's going to take you quite a few months before you're able to buy this, right?
Yes.
Yes, all right, so here's the question, everybody. Will I approve or deny? My final verdict for Holly is later in the show. Want to be part of the Can I Afford It segment? All you have to do is go to my website, SuzeOrman.com, and you'll find the information you need to know there to come and play with me right here. And if you are chosen to be on the air with me, guess what you get? You will get a T-shirt with my decision on it just for you. Next, I tackle trending topics in Ask Suze. Do you qualify for a loan on your own?
Well, my father would be co-signing, and he has perfect credit.
Listen to me, and you listen to me closely, young lady. And later, it's Suze 911, help for your money emergency. Are you telling me that they tell you that they know that the statute of limitations is over?
Yes.
They tell you that, and yet they're still calling you, correct?
Yes.
Welcome back, everybody, to the control room at CNBC headquarters. So many ways for you to be part of the Suze Orman Show. Take a look at your screen. You can send in an email. You can join me on Facebook. Or if you send in a tweet, put hashtag Ask Suze. It comes to us here. If we choose it, it will be on the air. Let's see what's trending right now. We have at Highs MO G10, however you say that word. Anyway, what's your opinion on borrowing from your 401k to put a down payment on a house? Well, I have to tell you, I don't have a great opinion of that. First of all, you need to know if you do borrow from a 401k to put into real estate, normally your company will allow you to pay it back over a 15-year period of time versus the normal 5-year period when you take out a loan to pay for anything else that you may have. But if you're needing to take out a loan from a 401k to buy a home, that also says to me, you don't have an emergency fund, you don't have enough money to be doing this, and then what happens if something breaks? Your refrigerator, your air conditioning, your heater, you need a new roof. Where are you going to get that money? So I do not like using 401ks for any other purpose other than funding your retirement when you get there. Got that? Good. Let's see what else is trending. At Rel76, I'm 37, just got my first job with 401k benefit. Should I enroll to a traditional 401k or a Roth 401k? I have to tell you, for years I've been saying I love Roths, I love Roths, I love Roths. My favorite type of retirement account. If you have a choice between a traditional 401k and a Roth 401k, please choose the Roth 401k. Why? Because what you see will be what you get later on in life. All the money that's going to be in there, you'll be able to take out 100% tax-free when you retire. Don't go for the tax write-off today, and then later on, what you see isn't going to be what you get, because when you withdraw it, you will owe ordinary income taxes on it if you choose a traditional 401k. So stick with a Roth 401k. Do you hear me? Let's go to the Suze webcam. We are going to Ayana from Georgia. Ask me your question.
Hi, Suze. I'm a college student, and a couple of weeks ago, I got into a car accident and totaled my car. I got $15,000 from the insurance company, and I wanted to put it down on a used Lexus that cost about $21,000. I'd be financing the remaining $6,000 with payments of a little more than $100 a month. And my coworkers disagree with me. They say I should buy a car for no more than $15,000 so I don't have any payments. I think I should buy a car that has a little bit more longevity and costs a little more. What do you think?
First of all, if you're going to finance it, how old are you right now?
I'm 19 years old.
19. Do you qualify for a loan on your own?
Well, my father would be co-signing, and he has perfect credit, so my payments...
Oh, your father would be co-signing for you. Oh, you just hit the great. You hit. I don't even know how to talk about it when you tell me that. You know how I feel about co-signing. I think that would be the biggest mistake your father would ever make. In financing this car, how many years are you financing it over?
It would be a total of 4 years.
4 years. Oh, Again, how did I know that? Listen to me, and you listen to me closely, young lady. At 19 years of age, you are already going down the wrong road. You got $15,000. You shouldn't even begin to even spend $15,000 on a car if you don't have to. Your father should not co-sign for you, and you should never, ever co-sign for anybody in your future either. You can't ever finance a car, in my opinion, for more than 3 years, because if you have to, that means you cannot afford it to begin with. A more expensive car means more expense to fix it up, to run it, to insure it. And just because it's more expensive doesn't going to mean that it's going to last longer. A car lasts longer because you take care of it, not because it's more expensive. Do you understand me? Do you have any student loan debt?
I don't.
You don't. Will you have any student loan debt over these next few years?
If I keep my Hope Scholarship, then no, ma'am.
All right, girlfriend. So you keep those scholarships. You do not buy a car for more than $15,000. You do not finance it, and you never, ever, ever ask anybody to co-sign for you again. Do you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
There you go, girlfriend. All right, let's go back to the studio, and here's what's coming up next. Need help right now? It's Susie 911.
A year ago, I got a call from the debt collector asking me to pay $750 on this debt. They keep calling me every 2 weeks.
They keep harassing you in the hopes that you're going to do one of the two following things. And later, my final verdict for Holly. Do you have any idea which way I'm going to go?
I think so.
Welcome back, everybody. It is time for Susie 911, where help for your money emergency is just a phone call away. Let's activate the call wall categories and find out what my next caller needs immediate help with. Let's see what we got here. Debt collection. All right, caller, what is your name and what is your money emergency?
Hi, Susie. This is Simon from New York, and my money emergency is about a debt collector.
Yes.
About 6 years ago, I settled with an appliance through a credit card. The balance was a little over $600, and they settled for a lump sum of $500 and closed the account. I hadn't heard from them in years, and about a year ago, I got a call from the debt collector asking me to pay $750 on this debt. The credit card company no longer has my information, and even the collection agency said that the statute of limitation has expired. It's already hurt my credit score, but the kicker is they keep calling me every 2 weeks. How do I resolve this and get them to stop bothering me?
Yeah, what you do is when they call you, are you telling me that they tell you that they know that the statute of limitations is over?
Yes.
They tell you that, and yet they're still calling you, correct?
Yes.
So I really want you to listen to me now. Normally what happens with these collection agencies that are past the statute of limitations, and they know they're past the statute of limitations, and for those of you who are wondering what that means, is there is a specific period of time. For instance, in New York, it is 6 years. After 6 years, you legally do not owe that money anymore to that agency or to that creditor. They can't sue you. They can't come after it. It is over. So what happens with these collection agencies, they keep harassing you in the hopes that you're going to do one of the two following things. You're going to either say, all right, I'll send in some money. Or you do send in some money just to stop them from harassing you. If you do that, you start the statute of limitations all over again. So they're probably trying to harass you to get you to say that, given that they know that the statute of limitations is up. But if I were you, this is what I would do. I would go on the offensive, not the defensive. First of all, when they call, I would be recording their call. And I would be saying to them, I am recording your call, and you need to know this. And you can continue to call me as much as you want because you now are harassing me. And I am going to be reporting you to the Attorney General. I'm going to report you to the FTC. I'm going to report you to the CFPB. And you should be very clear with them that you know your rights, you know the law, you know that you have the ability to sue them. And it is very possible that you can get more money from them than they are trying to get out of you. Make sure you get the name of the person you're talking to. Document everything. And if they keep harassing you, you go exactly like I just said and go after them with guns blazing. And if you have a money emergency and need my help, just go to my website, SuzeOrman.com, and hit Susie 911. My final verdict for Holly is next. What do you think I'm going to say?
I think she's going to deny me.
Oh, you do you? Welcome back to the Can I Afford It? Final verdict. Earlier, 12-year-old Holly asked me if she could afford to buy a new horseback riding helmet for $589.
I love to ride in shows, and I think it's a really cool show helmet.
So, Holly, you back with me now?
Yes.
Yeah, are you nervous? Do you have any idea which way I'm going to go?
I think so.
What do you think I'm going to say?
I think you're going to deny me.
Oh, you do you? And why would I deny you?
Because I don't have enough money.
Let's see if Holly is correct or not. So before I tell you that, let's just remind everyone what Holly had going on with her money. All right, between your chores, Holly, and eBay sales, you bring in $65 a month. You have no expenses, no debt. In savings, you have $60 in your piggy bank and $1,200 liquid, but which you're not allowed to touch. You want to pay for this by using $130 in a gift card and your savings. So before I jump into my final verdict here, what else do you want to tell me?
I really hope you approve me because I really want this, and it's really safe. It's a really safe helmet, and it would, Yeah,
that's what you want to tell me. I have a question, and it's about the $1,200 that's in your liquid. Is that you can't touch it? Is that mandatory from your parents? Does that mean no matter what happens, that's there and you can't touch it?
Yes.
Oh, so that's just there. I just have to ask this quickly. Does that make you not want to put any more money in there because you can't touch it?
Sort of.
Sort of. Mommy and Daddy, do you hear that? You cannot take money that happens to be Holly's and tell her she can't touch it because then she's not going to want to save it anymore. So you're not doing the right thing here. But Holly, the truth of the matter is you have been denied. Listen, Holly, you can't spend money you don't have. You already told me yourself that you thought I was going to deny you. But you can go out and you can make more money. You could sell your old helmet on eBay. You could up your eBay sales. But you never want to spend more than 10% of what you have in savings for one item. It's just too much money because then there goes all of your money. So increase your savings by doing what? Working harder, spending less, whatever it may be. And once you have it, then you can go ahead and do it, but not now. All right, everybody. You have to remember when it comes to kids, be very careful with how you're teaching them about money. Because if you're teaching them to save, but then they can't touch it, why would they want to save? Ding dong bell, don't do that to your kids. But until next week, there's only one thing that I really want you to remember when it comes to money, and it is this: people first, then money, then things. Now you stay safe. Bye-bye.